things are going from bad to worse for MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell. Not only did he get smacked down by the Supreme Court this week when they said we're not going to save you from having your data and cell phones seized by the FBI, but he also now has been hit with a complaint from Smartmatic, one of the companies that, of course, is suing him for defamation. But in a 5-page motion filed in court this week, Smartmatic said that, hey, Mike Lindell owes us money, according to the court. You ruled on that back in 2022. Here we are in 2024. He hasn't paid us. And to be honest, Smartmatic says, we don't think he can. Therefore, we are requesting a status hearing to find out what Mike Lindell's financial status really is so that we can, 1, determine whether or not he's even able to pay us the fines he already owes us, and 2, to determine whether or not he can even pay if he loses the defamation lawsuit we have against him. Here's what happened. When Smartmatic filed the lawsuit against Mike Lindell several years ago, because this thing has been out there forever, Mike Lindell then filed a countersuit against them, arguing that both Smartmatic and Dominion were involved in some kind of grand conspiracy to steal the 2020 election. The judge immediately threw out his counter lawsuit and said, you have to pay the legal fees of these companies for having to respond to your idiotic lawsuit. So that was 2 years ago, and that payment has not been made. And here's what Smartmatic said in their filing this week. Lindell and MyPillow, the company, are millions of dollars in arrears to their former legal representatives, which raises concerns about their ability to fulfill financial obligations. Given the recent representations about their financial condition, including the need to hire new counsel, Smartmatic is concerned about its ability to collect the fees and costs incurred. So they want to hold this status conference, as it's called, so that they can determine whether or not Mike Lindell is just refusing to pay or if Mike Lindell is actually unable to pay. And if he is unable to pay, then that is going to open up a world of hurt for Mike Lindell. Once you are ordered by a court to pay a certain amount of money to a certain party, you cannot get out of it, unless, of course, it gets appealed and the appeals court says, no, you don't have to pay it. But that didn't happen. So there's nothing Mike Lindell can do to get out of paying this money to these people, and he's going to have to pay them more money in the future once we get to that trial, which for some reason is still not taking place until January of 2025. That's insane. This trial should have taken place several years ago, but for some reason, it's still festering out there in the court system. That, to me, is an absolute abomination of justice in this country. This trial should have happened years ago. The lawsuit was filed years and years ago, and they still haven't even gone to trial. That's absurd. But they want to know what he has. And if he doesn't have the money, as I said, he still has to come up with a way to pay it. And at that point, think of Donald Trump and, the possibility of seizing his assets from Letitia James. It would be the same kind of scenario here. He owes money. The company can't get the money because he doesn't have it in his account. That's what they're trying to determine. If he doesn't have it in his account, we're going to have to start seizing his assets. He's got a plane. He's got some mansions. We can take those. But I don't think that's what Smartmatic or any of these other companies have their eyes on, because they could probably take those assets to settle up what he currently owes them. But in those defamation lawsuits where Lindell is facing billions of dollars, so at best he's going to have to, or at worst, he's going to have to pay several $100 million. Okay? He doesn't have that in assets. He doesn't have that in cash. But he may have it in a little company he owns called MyPillow. And yeah, if it came down to it, these companies might be able to seize his company in order to settle his debts. So Lindell better hope that he actually has the money to pay these people, or this could be the beginning of the end of his pillow empire.